Okay, thank you guys for joining me. I am Alyssa Nobriga, and I'm the founder and CEO of Mastery for Coaches. And I would say that I've pretty much dedicated my life to transformational work. And I'm really grateful to have you here because I want to support you in sharing just a little bit of what I've come to experience through doing this work. And just to give you a sense, I primarily coach executives and thought leaders around the world. And I've been training coaches at different stages of their careers as well. So, meaning those coaches who are just starting to those who have been on Oprah. And so, wherever you are in your practice, I just want to welcome you and just let you know that I'm honored that you're here. So, one of the main questions I hear from coaches is how do I consistently attract ideal clients? So, I want to share with you some ways that you can do that with little to no online marketing. And if you're wanting to discover a more heart-centered but still efficient way to just reliably take your coaching business to the next level wherever you are and still have freedom and really impact your clients, then this is what this is about. Then you're in the right place. So I absolutely love coaching. I think it's one of my favorite things in the world. But when I first started, I really struggled. I didn't know how to make money from it until I discovered one specific formula and system that when I implemented that one thing, I ended up making $100,000 the first month that I implemented it. So I'll share more about that in just a few seconds, but first I just want to orient you to our time together because I'm going to be going through at least 20 tips that you can take action on and implement in your business right away. So this is going to, again, be a content-packed 90 minutes, so you want to pay attention and watch to the end so that you really don't miss anything. You get the most out of this. So I just encourage you to close browsers so you can really stay present and get a lot of valuable information from our time together. So throughout the class, if you have any questions, go ahead and type them into the chat box. And at the end, I'm going to be opening it up to Q&A. So just to connect with you personally, and I'm going to answer as many questions as I can. But I'm also going to open it up for coaching as well. So save your questions for the end. We will do an interaction dialogue throughout, but make sure I can get to your questions then. And then when you stick around to the Q&A, you're going to be given the slides because I'm probably going to go pretty fast through this, so it'll be really helpful for you to have. But I'm also going to gift you a custom process that I've designed called Breaking Free from Your Sales Fears, because even if you've had the best marketing in the world, if you feel gross about selling, it'll hold you back to some degree. And this process alone has helped coaches that I've worked with create clients they didn't even dream was possible for them to work with. So you can stay tuned for those gifts. And then in our workshop, I'm going to be sharing with you things that you can start to do on your own in your business to help you go to your next level of mastery. And what I'm sharing with you is not your average approach, because when I first started, I spent a lot of time doubting myself and struggling just to create clients consistently. And I would take things personally, thinking something was wrong with me, since I wasn't really having the success that I saw other people having online. And I wished somebody would have shared with me what I'm telling you today, because that's when it all clicked for me. And I probably would have saved thousands of dollars or years of heartache. So I'm really glad that you're here. I know you're going to get a ton of value from this. So first off, we're going to break down different business models that you can take into any style of coaching to make multiple six figures in your business, really doing what you love and what you're good at. So coaches tend to get lost and overwhelmed because they're not organized with a clear plan of action. They end up spending way too much time focusing on the busy work rather than what actually brings clients. So whether you're a new coach or you're seasoned, this process can help you strategically go to your next level. And I'm going to walk you through a process just to help you start unlocking your earning potential by really unraveling the limiting beliefs that have been holding you back. And we'll specifically address how to get out of the time for money trap that so many coaches are finding themselves in, really trading time for money. And then you're going to discover a secret tool to have clients consistently seeking you out. And this can dramatically increase the number of clients and leads that you have. And I can almost guarantee that you've never thought of this before. So I'm excited to share that with you. But I'm also going to be sharing with you other ways that you can find clients and create clients. So we'll offer a few different ones. But then the fourth thing that we'll cover today is that we're going to go into depth around powerfully navigating the I can't afford it response to your offer so that you have a process that gives you a higher chance of creating a client. And so you can see we're going to cover a lot of powerful information in the next hour and a half. And there are so many tips and strategies and systems that can really free up your time and support you in really bringing in your ideal clients so that you can really serve in all the ways that you're called to. And my intention is that you walk away with a lot of value and steps that you can implement right away. And then so for some of you, you're going to get exactly what you need. And I love that. And then for those who are ready to go deeper into your mastery around having consistent clients and income, towards the end, I'll be sharing with you a way that you can do that so that for those who want more hand-holding and strategies and support, know it's available for you. So if that's okay with you, just please type in yes or no in the chat box just so I can hear from you. Hi, Leanne. Yes, thank you, guys. Valentina, Yasmin, M. Cool. Thanks, James. Susan. Cool. Thank you, guys. Okay. So let's dive in. So if you've never heard of me, I'll just share with you guys a little bit about my background so you get a sense for why I'm sharing with you today. I'm Alyssa Nobrega, and I would say really at the heart of the work that I do is that I love people. I love supporting them. And the way that that's shown up in my career is that I've worked with thousands of people and really supporting them and transforming their lives. I have 2 master's degrees. I'm a licensed psychotherapist. I've been on faculty at a master's program in spiritual psychology, and I've led countless retreats and workshops and trainings and mastermind groups. But trust me, you don't need to do all of this to be a successful coach, and I'll tell you why in just a few minutes. But up until now, my coaching's really been exclusively reserved for those who could afford to work with me one-to-one or in small groups. But I found a way that I could summarize my work from over the last decade, and I'm starting to make it available online, just so that I can reach more people. So that's what I'm doing right now. And really, my deepest intention is to help raise consciousness on the planet. And media appearances that I've done, like being the expert coach on Deepak Chopra's channel, reaches a large audience. But I know to create real, sustainable change, people need accountability and consistency. And so I've come to realize that one of the best ways I can support people in having lasting impact is to support coaches in having a thriving business so that your guys' work can really ripple out and touch hundreds of thousands. And we need more people serving and leading and showing up now more than ever. And I've been in this work of transformational work for over 15 years, and I would say that I've personally invested over $500,000 into my own coaching and development. And I would say that I'm living a beautiful life as a result, but it hasn't always been easy. Like I said, when I first started coaching, I got into it because I love people and I love supporting them, but I was super naive. I just thought that if I was an amazing coach and that if I did everything right, everything would just click, clients would start coming to me, and I wouldn't have any issues. So I spent years and lots of money becoming a better coach and therapist. I got a lot of degrees and certifications, and I did everything I was supposed to do, but I was really struggling still to create consistent income and clients, and I knew I wasn't reaching as many people as I'd wanted to. I was really hustling still to get clients, and I felt burnt out. Just to give you guys a sense, I was living off of power bars. And I was also working on an hourly model, and that really limited the number of clients and the amount of income that I could make because it was fluctuating a lot. And I really knew I was struggling, but I didn't know another way out. And so I would see other people thriving online, like they think like they were having an amazing life, and I would get paralyzed in comparison. My mind made up a lot of stories about my self-worth, thinking that something was wrong with me, and I was doing everything I thought I should, right? But I wasn't getting the results. So if you're not having the success that you want, I get it. I was there. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. If you've been in that situation, type in the chat box. Yep, I can relate. Thank you, Susan. Yep, delayed, Lori. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your honesty. Beautiful, Ellie. Thank you, guys. So for me, the moment that I completed 3,000 hours to become licensed as a therapist, I was done. I was done with that model. I was done with working so hard, and I just felt ready for something else. I knew that I needed a change, and I could really feel it coming. So I just followed the guidance that life showed me. And I had all the skills to support people in transforming their lives, but it wasn't until I created this specific system that everything clicked. And what I needed from this equation was I needed to have the business skills as a coach to really match the facilitation skills. And so once I learned them, everything changed, and I made more money in that year than I had in my entire life combined. And as a result, I was able to actually serve my clients more powerfully too. So in developing the business skills, it empowered me to know how to create a client anytime I want to. But it's also helped me go from hustling to get clients and working at an hourly rate to making multiple six figures by using this simple system that I've developed. But it's also transformed the way that I lead my business. And it didn't happen overnight. It took me over a decade of going to countless seminars and getting different degrees and investing a lot of money to hire some of the best coaches in the world to really piece it all together. But I would say that it was my willingness to show up fully, to really invest in myself and in my business, that I got powerful results. And people in my community started noticing the success that I was happening for me. And so often it was coaches. And so that's how I ended up starting to coach coaches. They were asking me, how did you do this? And they wanted me to teach them. But honestly, more than anything you get from this workshop, if you're like I was and you're hearing limiting stories about what you think is possible for yourself in your life, I want you to know that they're not true. And you can fill your practice with ideal clients, having consistent income without ever going online if you don't want to. You'll need the business strategies, yes. Facilitation skills, yes. But there's a way to thrive doing what you love, coaching. And I've designed a 7-step process that's unique to coaching, and it helps you make a difference and grow your business. And really my intention is to help you wake up to the wholeness that you already are. Because from that awareness, it'll be so much easier to build your business. And because as you do this work from the inside out, you'll not only feel better, but you're going to get more powerful results because you'll have gotten out of your own way. And you probably already know that the coaching industry is booming, and you see other coaches online doing amazing, but if you're not sharing in that success, there's a reason why. And it's not your fault. There are just certain things you probably haven't learned yet. You may be a great coach, but don't know how to run it like a business. And you were probably never shown how to grow your business in a way that really matches your skill sets as a coach. And building a business, a coaching business, is different than other businesses. And most people who are teaching creating clients online are marketers. They're not coaches. And a lot of people are telling you to get busy. They're telling you to create your unique positioning and post on social media several times a day, right? You probably get paralyzed thinking about, or overwhelmed thinking about, do I start a podcast or a website? And this can really stall people, new coaches especially, but even seasoned coaches, in not knowing really what the next thing is to do. And these things are great, right? Don't get me wrong, there's time to do them. But if you want to really leverage your time and your energy and your income and start building a profitable business, there's an easier, more effective way. And so we're about to dive into a ton of content just showing you some of those other ways. But before we do, I would just love to hear from you if this has been any of your experience. So you can just type in the chat box if you felt any of this. Maybe frustrated because you didn't know how to help. You knew how to help people, but didn't know how to really find clients consistently. Maybe you felt burnout, working really hard, spending a lot of time on money or certifications or a website and still not really feeling where you wanted to be. Or maybe you're comparing yourself like I was, not feeling good enough, or feeling anxious because there are periods of having clients and income and then none. Or you could just simply be overwhelmed with all the different things that you could do online but not really sure what to do. Yep, I can relate, absolutely. Thank you guys for your honesty. Jess, Claudia, Hillary, yep, I get it. And there are a lot of people just telling you to do a lot of different things, and I'm sure they've got the best of intentions. I just want to help simplify things for you. So if you said yes to any of these or to all of them, honestly, when you change a few critical things that I'm about to share with you, everything can change, and it can change rapidly. But I want to really help you eliminate the overwhelm by stop doing most of what you've been doing so that you can really simplify and focus on the things, just like a handful of things that are effective, that'll help you get results. Again, this workshop is not just about information, it's also about transformation. And so that can really only happen when you're showing up for it. And you can go from being overwhelmed to organized by knowing an exact step-by-step process of what to do when, so that you can really focus on actually creating clients and income. So I want to take a moment here just to support you into feeling into what's possible for yourself beyond maybe what you've known or seen for yourself so far. So I'm going to guide you through a short visualization just to help you break through the glass ceiling that you've created in your mind around what's possible for your business and life. So you may want to just close your eyes for a moment and take a nice, slow, deep breath in through the nose. And then just exhale through the mouth and just relax your shoulders. Relax your jaw and your belly. And take another slow, deep breath in. And just let that out. And really come present to the sensations in your body right now. And I just want to invite you to imagine yourself in your perfect, ideal office. Maybe it's overlooking the ocean or a garden. Let yourself be there and feel into this sense of having really arrived in your life. Let yourself have that right now. And so just notice what it's like to feel confident in your body, feeling fulfilled, knowing that you're powerfully serving your clients and that your practice is filled with ideal clients. And just imagine yourself looking down at your phone and you see 4 new voicemails from referrals, and you have a wait list for your next offering that you haven't even publicly announced yet. You didn't realize how easy this level of success could be, how light you would feel. So just breathe into that sensation of just satisfaction, just seeing the impact that you're having in the world, whether you've helped somebody save their marriage, turn their health challenge around, or help them launch their business, and now they're able to send their son to college. And just notice that your time is freed up because you're serving less clients, but in a more targeted way. So your fees have increased, as well as, maybe you're making multiple 6 figures. Just notice what that's like in your body right now. You have spaciousness in your calendar and creativity just to pick up and travel anytime you want. And just let yourself see your version of this, whatever that may be. And just take another slow, deep breath in through your nose. And just let it go. And I'm not saying this just to paint a picture of what's not possible. I wouldn't do that to you, and I wouldn't do that to me. I'm telling you this because honestly, this has been my experience and many of the coaches that I've supported. So as you see it's possible for yourself, 2 things are going to happen. One is it's going to highlight your limitations, the things that you're hitting up against, so that then you can work that. Or 2, it's going to help you achieve it more gracefully because you'll see it for yourself. So I want to share with you Sunny, who is kind enough just to share her experience after applying the system that I'm about to share with you in your coaching business.
I went from working anywhere from 40 to 60 hours a week with a number of clients to maybe on a busy week working 10 hours. And I have doubled my rates. I have increased my income by over 150% since I started to work with Alyssa. I have taken 10 different vacations in the last 12 months that have totaled up to at least 10 weeks off, and have not felt any kind of stress financially about that at all. Travel is one of my greatest joys, and so it's really freed me up to be more in my joy, which in turn has supported me in my work with my clients.
So you can see that it's worked for Sunny and many others that you'll see, but really it takes mastering a simple system. And there's no better time in history to build a coaching business, because as you do that, well, let's just talk about some facts first. So according to Forbes, people spend $11 billion a year on self-improvement alone in just the US, right? $11 billion. And the International Coach Federation says that the coaching industry has grown 19% in the last few years. So people are looking for transformation and they're willing to invest in it. And people don't just hire a coach once, right? They see the benefits and they keep investing in themselves in this way. And so there's an amazing opportunity for coaches right now. But more than that, I want to make sure that you're set up with the right systems so that you can really still have your life and a profitable business, right? Not either or. So let's dive into showing you different ways that you can at least make multiple 6 figures in your business. We'll break down some business models. And these are all ways that you can attract clients without ever going online, right? Going online meaning to market to create clients online. So first you want to get clear on what it is you love and what you're good at, so that then you can create a business model around that. So yes, it's about doing what you love, but being strategic about it. And there are obviously lots of ways that you could create a business model that works for you, but I'll share with you 4 to inspire you so you can start crafting yours around the things that you love and you're good at. And I have different strategies depending on those. So whether you love speaking, maybe you love groups, or you do want to go online, or maybe you just want to stay offline. So let's dive into some examples. So let's just say that you love leading groups. So most people find that there are similar things that they teach with individual clients. And if you want to do groups, then you could teach those similar themes within the group. And then that lowers the cost for the client. More people can participate. It saves you time and actually generates you more money. So if those clients who are wanting more one-to-one support, there's ways that you could create packages where you can offer them targeted value separately in addition to the one-to-one groups, right? You may give them a discount for that. Depends on how you set it up. But let's just break this down. So to at least make 6 figures in your business, you could have 8 clients in a 6-month group, and let's be conservative and just say $3,000. So you could run 2 groups in the first half of the year and 2 groups in the second half, so 4 total. So that's 8 people in a $3,000 group, 4 times a year. That's $96,000 a year. Can you see how simple this can be? It's just about getting specific. So if you love working with people one-to-one and you're curious about leading retreats, I'm going to show you another way that you can break this down. But just to give you a tip, don't try too many things at once that are new. Do one new thing. So if retreats are new for you and you've already been doing private clients, get the retreat down before you do another type of offering, because it takes more momentum in the beginning to really get this. So let's just say that you've got 10 clients in a week-long retreat at $2,000 each. And if you think that's a lot, then we'll talk a little bit and I'll support you in seeing how you can do that. So let's say that you run 1 retreat a quarter, so for a year, $10,000 at 10 clients at $2,000 4 times a year. That's 80 grand a year. And then for some one-to-one clients, you can round it up to 100,000. And again, I'm going to talk to you guys about how you can find clients and create clients so that it's really structured around what's simple and what makes most sense for you, but also that's doable. So let's just pretend that you know that you want to do speaking gigs, right? And from what I understand, speaking gigs can range from $2,000 to $100,000 per talk, depending on your industry, how experienced you are, and so on. So, but I'm going to be conservative here. So let's say you've got 15 clients in a year-long, 15 clients at $5,000 each in a 90-day program. So 15 clients, $5,000 each is $75 a year. And let's say you've got 5 speaking gigs that year, and at $5,000 each, that's $25,000, rounding it up to $100,000 that year. Or if you love deep dives like I do, and you want to create longer packages, then this is how I would this is some ways that you could set it up. But for me, this is my bias, that it's easier to create 10 to 20 clients and then give them your all versus having scattered conversations with a few hundred clients paying you at an hourly fee. And working with people for a longer period of time, if you like that, you can really focus, they can get your focused attention so that you can support them in creating powerful changes in their lives, and really that's what they're paying for anyway. So you could do this by having 12 clients in the year-long coaching program at $12,000 each, right? $1,000 a month. So 12 clients, $12,000 is $144,000 a year, and that's just working part-time. And this could be set up for 12 private clients, just 6, maybe 6 every 6 months, 1 client a month, pretty easy. Or you could do it as a mastermind group, 1 group taking them through, or you could do it as a corporate leadership group, right? There's lots of different ways that you can do this. And every coach has the ability to create high-end offerings using the skills and experience that you have now. It's just about getting creative, staying open-minded, and really mastering your craft so you can also stay in service. Can you see how you can do this? And so tip 2 is decide how much money do you want to make in the next 12 months or so, and then you get creative to work with the numbers backwards. And so this way you're scaling intentionally and you don't burn out or you don't hustle for clients last minute. So here's a former client of mine who wanted to really grow her to her next level of mastery. And so I helped her in getting really clear, and we got strategic with a game plan for her. So Ashley says, I tripled my income, launched a healthy business, and now I'm booked with a wait list. And so I want to see how you can do this for yourself. So the first step is getting clear. So think about for yourself, how much do you want to make in the next 12 months? Really be specific. Let yourself claim a number right now. You can type it in the chat box. And so not to be vague, but so that you can really own it. And because this way you can get strategic working backwards, 100,000, 250,000, great, 80,000. Awesome. So I love that you guys are willing, not only engaged right now, but you're willing to pick a number and then strategically work backwards, right? Powerful. Awesome. Thank you guys. Okay. Because I know coaches that are making $150,000 per package per person to work with them for a year. And then I know new coaches that charge 75 an hour. So, I mean, obviously it ranges. The way that I teach creating clients and serving clients is often for high paying, high performing coaching. And so you can definitely grow into those packages if you're new. But just so you know, it's really about being of service. And there's this sort of container that I'm in, this process that I'm teaching is really about being able to grow into those fees and feeling like you're delivering powerful service. But there's one critical thing you want to do before mapping out your business model, and I have a system to help you gain more clarity. So I'll tell you about that in just a second. But I also want to tell you, show you how just being specific in creating your packages now, or sorry, I haven't even introduced packages yet. So I just want to be clear that how you set this up, whether you're setting it up for if you're a healer or you're a coach or you're a therapist or a mentor, a consultant, the style of work that I'm sharing can be, it's a framework. So you can just stay true to your unique business style, but also the type of coaching that you do. The framework works and then you're able to use it. Okay, so let's keep going. I'll be sharing with you a secret website to have clients consistently coming to you in a moment. But first, let's dive into the second topic around pricing, because I know this is a big one for a lot of people, and I have a unique approach around it. So one of the barriers that I see hold coaches back from creating a thriving business is they get stuck in the hourly mentality, really trading time for money. So let's talk about what the hourly mentality is actually costing you, because when you're scrambling for clients, your energy is going to be split and the quality of your work is affected. And you've probably had the experience of really hustling but didn't necessarily have the consistent income that you wanted, right? And part of your role as a coach is to take care of yourself so that you can really offer the highest level of service. And as a coach, you want to get out of the hourly model so that you don't have to hustle to find clients. But I also want to show you how when you work with less clients over a longer period of time, you can actually serve your clients more powerfully. And the key here is packages. And this is huge, so you want to write it down. One of the things that really helped me to break multiple six figures, only working offline, was because I didn't need to keep finding new clients. Can you see how important that is? And so I'll share some tips on how you can do that in a moment, but I want to tell you why packages are actually better for your clients. So because you'd be working with less people, you can offer them more targeted value. And since coaching is goal-oriented to create real sustainable change, clients need consistent action over time. And creating packages helps your clients be all in and really show up fully by committing once, if they're a yes, versus needing to recommit each session. And oftentimes people's commitment and motivation wavers over the course of a project, so packages really help them be successful by staying consistent. And then those who are ready are going to get powerful results because they have that container to really support them in staying with it. But packages also weed people out who aren't ready, and it calls forward those people who are. So you want to know that up front. It's good for you and it's good for them. So how do you approach creating packages? I'll share with you 3 targeted tips just to help you get started. So you want to think about how long would you like to, or do you think you would like to work with people? Maybe in 3, 6, 9, or 12-month containers. And then what do you want to include in those packages? Do you want to include email support or spot coaching and exercises and challenges? Right? This again is a container for their transformation rather than just what they would be receiving by being billed hourly. And you also want to help them get really clear around what the grounded results the package could support them in achieving, right? When you've got a specific date, you've got a goal, and then you've got a way that you can support them in identifying where they are in relation to that and really help them succeed with it. So for example, let's just say that you are a relationship coach. You want to find out how would it feel to them if what would it be like in their day-to-day work, being with their partner? What would they feel? What would they experience? So find out what it would be worth to them. Really help them connect the dots, because this helps them see the value that you would be supporting them and really getting. And what most coaches hit up against is not realizing that setting their fees isn't about their worth. It's about the outcomes they help their clients achieve, the challenges they help them avoid, and it's about what their clients value. But you can have clearly defined packages and feel really good and awesome about your business model. But if you don't do the deeper inner work around what's really holding you back, you're only going to go so far. You'd still be hitting up against those same internal blocks, just projected onto different people and situations. So let's dive into supporting you around what may be holding you back. So just right now, consider for yourself, what's the most challenging thought that holds you back about your fee? Maybe it's, if I charge more, I won't have any clients, or I'd be greedy. Maybe it's, I'm not worth that much money. And definitely question that one, because your worth has nothing to do with it. But just take a second to identify yours. If I charge more, what would that be? What comes up for you? And just pick one. And then sit with that and honestly look for a moment. So pick one. And then just look at this, because as you start questioning this belief, it gives you your power back. So ask yourself, look at this belief and ask yourself, am I willing to let go of this misunderstanding? Ask yourself, am I willing to recognize that this is just a thought, has no proof in reality other than what's in my mind? And then just breathe compassion into your heart as you see through this misunderstanding, and just let it go and just come back to what's actually happening here beyond your mind. Because the clearer you are with your mind, not only you're going to feel better, but you're going to be more productive in your business as a result. And it's often the stuff that we're not willing to look at that holds us back, and money is a big one for people. But when you do this work in consciousness, it gives you a competitive advantage in this fast-growing industry. So I want to share with you a former client of mine who was courageous enough to question her limiting stories about money and then took powerful action in her business, so that you can see what's really possible for yourself as well.
So when I first started working with Alyssa, my goal was to have a job that felt like play. And I now have that. And another consequence of having a job that feels like play and working with Alyssa was to heal any misunderstandings I had around money. And so now not only do I have a job that feels like play, I'm also making more money than I've ever made in my entire life, and taking financial responsibility in a way that no woman in my lineage has ever done, ever before.
So are you willing to let go of your misbelief, your misunderstanding? Or are you at least willing to test your assumption and be in action to find out what's actually true? Okay, so I just want to encourage you to do that, because it's like you need to have some type of it's got to be the inner and outer work. That's my experience. And so I want to encourage you to at least test this out in action. Okay, so this leads me to the third topic that we're going to cover today, which is powerful ways that you can more easily attract your ideal clients while avoiding some of the most common mistakes that I see coaches make, and mistakes that often can cost them a lot of time and heartache, but really keep them from thriving in the ways that they're called to. So one of the most common questions I get asked is, how do you find clients, right? Or how do you get new clients? And so I've identified throughout the years of coaching coaches 3 of the most strategic online, and then 3 of the most strategic offline, low-tech, low-cost ways to do this. And I'll share with you some of the most simple strategies so that you can really get started today. And it's a website that almost no coaches are using, and clients can start consistently seeking you out. And I'll share with you that in a moment. It's free. But another free way I'll share with you just now so that you can get started creating clients today is to put yourself in front of your ideal audience in a way that you love and provides them value. So this is not only the best, this is like being a leader in your community feels good to you, right? But it's also a powerful way to build your business, right? It's a kind way to market. So it builds trust, and you can either do this by being on stage, you can be in small groups, or do it in one-to-one sessions. So let's just imagine, if you love speaking, that there are ways that you can actually get paid speaking to your ideal audience. And then if appropriate, at the end, you can raffle off X amount of breakthrough sessions complimentary with you for, let's just say, for the first 5 people who contact you. I use a particular framework around these sessions, and they actually give you a stronger likelihood of creating a client by using it, and they're not discovery calls. So I'll share with you about those in just a little bit. But let's just say, if you don't want to be speaking on a stage, not everybody loves that, you can create an intimate complimentary evening around a content-packed or a value-packed topic that you know your target audience can benefit from, or it helps them solve a problem you know that they deal with. And by the way, you don't have to have an identified audience if you are not online. If you're offline, you can just hear where people are and you can really just cater and serve them based on what's coming up for them. But if you are online, you want to know who your ideal audience is. So maybe you're thinking, Alyssa, I have no idea how to even fill an evening that's more intimate. So some ideas for you are that you could plug into existing communities where your ideal client hangs out. So for example, yoga centers or golf communities, maybe meetup groups or networking events. Just think about where your ideal audience hangs out and then be creative to put yourself in front of them. But you could also personally invite friends, current and past clients, maybe colleagues, and you can host your own event and then have each of them bring a friend, because as you do this, it both does good in the world, but it also opens your community. And I would suggest not doing bulk email, do it more personal, especially if it's a more intimate event, right? Tell people why you're inspired to invite them in. Plus, it's so much easier to create a client when they've had an experience working with you, especially high-end clients, right? Higher fees. And so you don't need a list if you don't want to sell products. Yay. There are people in front of you in your life right now that your services could support. So I'll share another strategy in a way that you can start creating clients for free. And really, there are tons of strategies that I just would love to share with you. I've got more than a dozen additional tips and strategies to creating your ideal clients in a program that I do, and I'll tell you about that in a little bit. But because when you have a strategy, you don't need to spend all day trying to find clients, right? You get to relax into just serving the clients. And so, for example, let's just take that you're a business coach. It'd be more strategic for you to target one business owner than it would for you to just try and get a bunch of different business clients, right? So you just would need one client, and that could give you work for a year or maybe even 10 years if you really nurture that relationship and you're helping them get powerful results each year. So be strategic with this. But just to help you get started, I'm going to share with you some things that you can do on your own. So let's dive in. I've got another strategy that is a website that you can use today to have clients consistently seeking you out. So are you curious? It's Yelp. And according to Yelp, they've got 145 million unique visitors each month, and it's international. And what makes this a gem of a resource is that these people are actually looking to buy versus other advertising that interrupts something else that they're doing. And one of the things I love about Yelp is that you're not chasing them. They're seeking you out. You shouldn't be chasing people anyway, and I'll talk about that later. But this totally changes the dynamic because they're hungry and they're looking to hire and they're already reaching out to you. And the reviews help build trust. Again, you can start today or you can do paid advertising. But here's a screenshot just to show you a case study from a client I supported in using Yelp. So you can see on the left, she had 150 people, leads, people looking at her work for that month of February. And then over the 12 months, she had 1,267 views and 472 leads, right? That's not bad. But yeah, so 100 and yeah. So if you're just getting started and we're literally just scratching the surface with different ways that you can create clients. Yelp's just one of the 6 low-tech, low-cost ways that I teach around creating clients, because I really want to support you not only knowing how to leverage the clients that come your way, but I also want to empower you to know how to create a client anytime you want. That's what it takes, and you can absolutely do this. So it's great to have an aligned business model to clear your limiting beliefs around what's really held you back around pricing and have clients reaching out to you. But without a powerful process to actually turn those leads into happy paying clients, it's not going to be helpful. So the last topic we're going to cover today is how to overcome one of the many objections that potential clients could have to your offer. And there are a ton of different curveball responses that they could have, like, let me think about it, or I have to speak with my spouse. And I have a framework to help you address the most common ones so that you can get to mastery more quickly. And I've designed complete system and set of scripts to support you every step of the way. But just in order to make the best use of our time, I want to help you overcome one of the most dreaded responses to a block to becoming a client, which is the I can't afford it response. Because most coaches will hear this and they'll miss one of the biggest opportunities to support their ideal client's growth. And I'm not talking about those people who say I can't afford it and use it as an excuse because they don't really want to coach. I mean those people who really want it but are blocked with moving forward. And there are a few things that I'll share with you in a minute that you can do in that situation. But first, let's just take a deeper look around what holds most coaches back. Because there's some research that claims that it's only 10% of buyers that make buying decisions solely on price. And yet the number one mistake that I see cold coaches back around this is that they jump to lowering their fee too quickly. They feel insecure, they don't really explore what's coming up, and they feel desperate for a client. And when they do this, they often miss the opportunity to really serve their potential client around the deeper thing that's holding them back. And if they don't really support them around that, they won't be able to not only become a client, but it's also discouraging for the coach because they're lowering their fee and they're still oftentimes not creating the client. And then they'll start doubting themselves when really it was just their approach and framework wasn't right. And it's totally okay if this is you, if this happens, there's honestly nothing wrong with it. I just want to help you avoid it. But first I want to be super clear. What I'm sharing with you is not a tactic. It's important that you're more committed to serving them than them becoming a client. And one of the greatest realizations you can have about yourself as a coach is when you're not in scarcity mindset and you're having clients or income, you lead with service because you're coming from an abundant place. And your potential clients can feel that and they relax into the conversation with you. And ironically, they often become a client as a result, but that's not why you do it. So here's a tip that you probably won't hear often. You don't need to sell. You get to serve your potential clients and they decide if they want continued support or not. It's that simple. And it's really important, so I want you to write this down. Can you see how empowering that is, right? When you're not coming from you need them or that you're selling, all that stuff can go away. And I'll talk a little bit more about sales stuff. But often when you demonstrate enough value, people will come up with the money, and even those who didn't even know how to create it. Okay, so just moving on, I want to share a simple framework for how to handle the I can't afford it response. So the first thing, it's important to really find out whether the response is coming from them honestly not having money in their account or if it's a fear about spending the money, because they're going to be a different process that you do depending on that. And I have a process to help you identify that, but just to save our time, I'm going to assume you know that. So once you figure that out, you can do one of two things. If they have the money, and it's really a fear about spending it, and they want your help, I would absolutely help them move through whatever that deeper block is that's coming up, not so that then they become a client, but then so that they're truly served. And the thing that most coaches don't realize is that often the blocks that have held your potential clients back, they're going to come up before they make a big commitment and moving forward towards changing that, right? It's called resistance. And so this is what needs to be looked at in order for them to transform it. It's not bad. It's totally normal. So I had a conversation with a woman and we identified a project that she was super excited about, and when it came time to invest in herself, she started backing out, and I just slowed it down and we just explored what was coming up for her, and we discovered that it was really easy for her to spend money on her kids going to a high-end sports camp, but when it came time to just invest in herself, she didn't really feel, she wasn't giving herself the permission and she didn't feel worthy of it. So in this situation, the deeper thing to address was her not feeling worthy. And as you address that deeper thing, it's easier for people to move towards what they're really desiring. Does that make sense? So you want to notice if their core block is what's being projected onto the fee so that you can address that directly. And it's often not about you, so just watch for any mental conclusions that your mind makes up so that you don't take it personally or get hooked into their money story. And again, money can bring up a lot of sensitive material for people, so you want to make sure to ask permission really before exploring what's coming up. And you can check in with them and you can say something like this to support them. You can say, let's put coaching on the side for a moment. If you really want support, I'm willing to coach you right now, regardless of if we work together or not. I'm curious about this fear about money. Where else does it show up in your life? And then coach them deeper than they've ever gone before and find out what it's really about if it's not about money. And just a side note, some of the surface excuses that I've found over the years is I don't have enough time or money, but if you look a little bit deeper, you're going to notice that often those deeper blocks are self-doubt, people-pleasing, perfectionism, I'm not good enough, fear of failure, fear of success. So just so you have some pointers that you can help kind of get to the heart of it a bit quicker with them. But know that coaching's a mirror. So notice if your clients or potential clients are reflecting to you an aspect of yourself. The great news about that is that as you change that, you'll also change who you attract, but you'll also support those clients who are struggling with what you struggled with in a really authentic way. You'll be a better coach. And a lot of you guys had questions in the survey earlier about how do I get people to invest in showing up for coaching? So there are lots of different things that I teach, but one thing I can share now is see what your excuses are and what holds you back, And as you start showing up more fully and moving through your own excuses, again, you'll not only feel more authentic, but you're going to be able to serve them more powerfully. So just ask yourself, do I run the story of I can't afford it? And if so, be willing to change it internally and externally. And I've designed specific practices to really help you as a coach move through those mental and emotional blocks. Because once, for me, it's like when I moved through my money stories, I ended up not having those same sticky conversations, those money conversations that I did beforehand. I ended up not only not having, I ended up having less of those sticky conversations, but I also ended up leaning in to support them more powerfully because I knew the transformation that I had received because of it. And so just take a moment for you, just write down what are the 3 excuses or 3 things that really hold you back in your own life. So you can type them in the chat box, because the more aware of them you are, the more powerfully you won't get sucked into them unconsciously. And they're universal, so I'm going to read some out loud because we have the same ones. Fear of failure, thank you. Money, yep. And you also want to do this process with yourself, seeing, what's the thing underneath that? Fear of no return on investment, yep. Commitment, not ready yet, great one. That happens for a lot. James, not ready yet, another master's degree for me. Pressure, fear of the unknown, thank you guys, great. So the beautiful thing is, when you're no longer willing to let your own excuses hold you back, you're going to have greater success. You're going to become a better coach, and everything gets easier from there. So you can even just start changing your language if you run the story of I can't afford it, and you can say I choose not to. Does that make sense? Okay. So if it really is about money, you could create smaller packages if you want to, and if it would serve them. And there are reasons why I would do this, and then reasons why I wouldn't, and I have a process around that just to help tell the difference. But you could also help them discover their resourcefulness, and this is one of the most empowering things and things I love to do. It really helped change my life. Because I would personally rather coach somebody on knowing their resourcefulness, that they could create the money if they really wanted to, independent of if we work together or not. And this way I've known I've truly served them, and I want that for you, and I want that for your clients. And in that session, you could dive into helping them find ways that they could come up with the money, just so that they really see their choices and that they can start identifying their resourcefulness. So you could ask them, how have you created money in your life so far? Or if I told you you'd get a new house, if you came up with $10,000 in the next 3 weeks, what would you do? Or if you couldn't believe this story, I can't, and just pretended for a little while like anything was possible, how would you come up with the money? And then help them list those ideas, no matter how silly they are, just list them out. So they could sell things, they could get a roommate, offer a service, or start a crowdfunding campaign, right? Ask somebody for support or take out a loan. Like, the list goes on, but the main thing that you want to do is help them see that they have options. And again, since coaching is a mirror, I want to support you in seeing your own resourcefulness so that if you are in this situation, you can authentically support them around this. So list 5 ways in the chat box that you could come up with money if you wanted to in your own life, so that if this comes up for you, you're able to call their bluff and really see their resourcefulness as well. Okay, so yep, thank you. Loan, service, another job, actually spending the money. I didn't get that one. Sorry, Jen, maybe you can explain. Start a fund, spend more time, borrow, teach a class. Beautiful. Third part. Yep, exactly. You guys are resourceful. I love that. Yep. Not spend things on that I have been spending on, right? You could cut back a bit. Beautiful. Because whether they end up becoming clients now or later, a lot of the time they'll end up referring people to you because they're really grateful and they see the value of the work that you've done with them. And people don't tend to have budgets for coaching, but often if you serve them deeply enough, they'll come up with the money. And I've had so many stories from clients that I've worked with. Miracles have happened where they stayed out of their potential client's money story. They just stayed out of it, proposed, and they came up with money where they had, even a woman that I worked with, she ended up getting, gosh, I have so many stories. One of them, she ended up getting $10,000 from her grandmother, who, it was just random because she just wanted to support her. You just never know, is what I'm saying. There's a gazillion stories that I can share, but does this make sense? Stay out of their money limitations, help them see their resourcefulness, and be unattached, in service but unattached. So what I found it really takes to thrive as a coach is to move out of amateur thinking. And amateur thinking gets stuck in blame, waiting for the perfect time to start or to raise your fees. Says things like, I have to, or I can't find a client, right? That's a victim stance. It uses excuses to hold us back where we hide behind. While master thinking says, I choose to, or I choose not to, I can. Master thinking really makes the most out of everything. And it's when we're showing up for creating what it is we really want in our lives. And I'm sharing this with you because if the problem is quote unquote out there, it can only change, it can't change, right? And so you're powerless. And that's why when you see that it's within your, when you can take full responsibility for creating what it is in your life, you know that you can do it. And so I want that for you. And really it's about being willing and showing up powerfully. And there's so many other things that I'd love to share with you guys around creating clients, but I know that we've covered a lot. So I'm going to open it up for questions and coaching in just a minute. But first I want to check in with you something because I know I've been talking a little while. So have you guys learned at least one new thing that you can take action on towards your goals? Because it's important to me that you're actually getting value from this. And research shows even if you don't do anything with it, but if you just write down some of your learnings, you can deepen in that learning. So what I'll have you do is just type in the chat box, what's the most valuable thing that you're walking away with so far? Just to help you deepen in this, and I'll read them because they're often universal. Yelp, awesome. That you don't need to sell, that's right, creating packages. To get clear and create the type of packages you want to offer this year, yep. I don't need to sell, group sessions, help my clients become resourcefulness, beautiful, bless you. I love that you're going to do that. Yeah, so it's really about supporting yourself and then being able to support your clients more powerfully. And so we're going to get into the Q&A in just a minute, but again, just as a reminder in the beginning, I mentioned to you guys we were going to go deeper into having a step-by-step system for those who really want to have a thriving coaching business. So this is where I want to share with you how you can do that. And as a reminder, when you stay to the Q&A, you'll receive slides from the workshop, and I'll also gift you with the custom process that I've designed, the breaking free from your sales fears, because if you do have resistance to selling, it's going to hold you back. And again, it's all about strategy and mindset, and I've talked a lot about strategy. We did a little bit of mindset work, but I really want to support you in moving through your own self-imposed limitations. And my main intention is that you get value from our time. So I want to support you in really taking action on the things that you are learning today so that you can really be successful in all the ways that you're called to. But I know that mastery takes time, and I really want to encourage you to show up for developing yourself in a way that feels right for you so you can take consistent and strategic action on what it is you really want. Because if you want different results, you have to be willing to try different actions, right? And there are a lot of strategies and tools that I'd love to share with you that can really change your business and life. But obviously, we can only cover so much in the time that we have here. So for those who want to go deeper into setting up the exact systems that I literally did and that I've coached countless people at this point so far, around finding your ideal clients and really making money and having still more time and freedom while doing what you love. That's why I've designed Mastery for Coaches to support you in doing that. And honestly, you don't need to go through the same trial and error processes that a lot of coaches are going through, or spend tens of thousands of dollars online with like Facebook ads and funnels and tech VAs, or even just to hire some of the best coaches in the business just to learn some of those business skills. Because I've seen a lot of coaches struggle around the same topics. So I've designed a system to really help you shortcut the learning curve and save you money. And it's over a decade of material, as well as some of the work that I've done in some of my high-end mastermind groups, condensed into a robust, really easy to use online course that helps you avoid the common pitfalls that I see a lot of coaches get caught up in really creating clients so that you can do this more gracefully and consistently. And so you've been on this workshop for about 60 minutes or so, and I've been sharing with you guys some of the basic ways to grow your business in a really fast, reliable, and easy way. But again, it's really about still having the freedom and impact that you're desiring. And what I'm sharing is not based on a theory. I'm giving you simplified step-by-step processes showing you exactly what I did to grow my business. I'm pulling back the curtains to show you what gets powerful results, stripping away what you don't need to know so that you're just focused on this few simple things that can really make a difference in your life and business. And I just heard from one of the coaches in the program who made $12,000 while he was still in the program. So I know that this works if you work it. And I've also heard from so many of the coaches, I get emails about how people have been in business for years and they're having these sessions with the 7 steps that I teach, and people are blown away. Like I literally just got an email before coming on here, and somebody said, I just had a clarity session, which is what I teach of the 7-step process, and he said he's been in business for a long time and he's never had a more powerful conversation. So I know that this not only serves those clients powerfully, but it also helps you create a great living doing it. But Mastery for Coaches, it's not like anything else out there because my approach is completely around transformation, and I've spent years, transformation and strategy really, and I've spent years perfecting the curriculum through my own experience and research working with thousands of clients. And it's compatible with other approaches, but honestly, when you use my methodology and really simplify to focus on those few things that I teach, you are going to see results, and most likely will just let go of the things that aren't working for you, right? Because you're going to focus on the things that are actually cheap and fast and heart-centered. And so that's been my experience. That's what I've heard from clients. But it's also uniquely designed to support you in not only developing the leveraged business skills, but it also supports you in doing, again, the mindset work. Because if you don't do that inner work, you're going to keep creating the same experiences, hitting up against those same blocks. And so I've designed specific processes for coaches to really move through the limiting beliefs and doing the emotional work, right? I am licensed, I don't use it anymore as a psychotherapist. I know the transformational world quite well, and so I've designed specific processes that you can use anytime throughout the entire course to help you stay in action, stay inspired, and using the strategies. And so this program is customizable to really meet you where you are. So whether you're a new coach or you're seasoned, it's worked for lots of different coaches, right? And so it's basically it's a service-based business for how do you create clients, and it's this framework that I teach so that you can really stay true to the unique style of work that you do, as well as if you're whatever type of coach or consultant or healer or therapist that you are. I've really distilled it down so that you can use it as a framework that works and stay true to your practice. And you could also experiment and see if you want to do it more the way that I'm teaching, just more. You'll hear a lot about different examples and ways that I teach how to do this. But participants have told me that this course is different than what other programs offer because it shows you ways that you can thrive as a multiple 6-figure coach without ever going online if you don't want to. But I've also strategically selected the online systems that can really save you time and tech hassle, but only if you want to go online. So let me just check in with you guys just for a moment. So have you tried things that didn't work? Or do you know what you need to do, but you haven't done it? Do you get stuck in patterns of indecision or really lose motivation? Because if you said yes to any of these or to all of them, it's really not your fault. You either didn't learn the right systems or you didn't get to the root of what's really holding you back. So for example, take weight loss. So everybody knows to lose weight, you either work out more and you eat less. But most people are stuck in yo-yo dieting because they haven't addressed the mental and emotional blocks that perpetuate the behavior. But when you address that issue at the root, it's much easier to create the change. So again, that's why I've designed these unique processes specifically to help you as a coach really create the change that you're looking for in a more graceful and efficient way. It can be so much easier than you've realized. But part of the course is really about, again, those tools while having the strategies to both do it in a way that feels authentic for you and stay true to the type of work that you do. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's talk about what you're going to get when you join me in the course. So in week 1, we cover clarity all around your vision and business model. So you have a solid foundation for building a business that strategically leverages your time and income. And week 2 is all about money mastery. So whether you're setting or raising your fees, I really help you identify your current fee. And I've designed a powerful process to clear what's really been holding you back around this. And this is often a favorite for people. And then week 3 is all about authentic marketing. And so this is where you're going to learn the 6 most effective strategies I recommend for creating your ideal clients that are also very committed because of the way that I shared to do it. But again, they're all low tech and low cost so that you can start right away. But then after week 3, in setting up systems that have clients consistently coming to you, you have to learn to master the art of creating clients. So that's what week 4 is all about. And there are so many other responses that people could have to your offer that we just couldn't cover. And you'll want to not only have a clear framework to navigate those challenging conversations in advance, but also a process to serve them more powerfully because of having that framework. So that's what we cover here. And then lastly, week 5 is inspired action. And this is where I really help you up your game with the momentum of the Facebook group to really go further than you could go on your own. And one of people's favorite things about the course, in addition to all the bonuses I'm going to talk about, are the templates. And I've designed scripts and templates to really help you set and raise your fees, powerfully make an offer, communicate what you do as a coach or a mentor, healer, and then I share examples to invite potential clients in, how to handle various responses, you name it, you're covered. I just wanted you to feel super supported, knowing ahead of time really how to navigate the various things that could come up as you're growing your business. So here's somebody that took the course who was just inspired to share his experience about the program and system in the course.
Prior to Alyssa's course, I had been exposed to 2 very different ways of building a coaching business, and I found Alyssa's course to actually be more comprehensive and detailed than those other 2 courses put together. I was very impressed, and specifically I love the script library. Everybody wants to know what to say when.
Everyone loves that. It's kind of like your go-to guide that they keep coming back to throughout their career, because as you're in action, you want to deepen in your learning and you go back to watching some of the training videos as well as the coaching videos that I'll tell you about in just a second. But you can either do it at a doable pace of 1 module a week and you get access to that right away, or because you're going to get lifetime access to the course, you can go at your own pace. So it's not just a one-time thing. You have this support forever. And so let's go a little bit deeper just so you have an understanding about each module. So week 1 is about clarity. And in this training video, I'm going to guide you to create a vision around your career and life, and then support you in strategically setting up a strategy to most efficiently get there. And this is where we dive into setting up your business model, and you'll be surprised at how easy it is to get your time and money back by using this framework. And the exercises and approaches that I share in this module are completely unique. I've developed them through my own experience, again, working with thousands of coaches, working around their purpose. And then in week 2 is money mastery, and this is where you discover how to avoid the common mistakes that coaches make around their fee so that you can set and raise yours in a way that feels good to you, but that you're inspired by. And you'll also be able to finally break through those limiting stories and fears that have held you back by using this powerful process that I've designed for coaches around their pricing. It's really amazing. And earlier we just covered one of the many mistakes that coaches make when somebody's hesitant to becoming a client, lowering their fee too quickly. And this is the module where I'll teach you on the various mistakes so that you have a framework not only to lead those objections more powerfully, but also lead the money conversations more confidently and effectively. It's about stepping into your professionalism in a more confident way, and as you do that, your fees and your service reflect that. And so in a moment, I'm going to share with you about all the bonuses like that you can get, like 6 months of coaching for free. I was really inspired by how many of you guys reached out to work with me. I just went a little crazy on the bonuses, so you want to stay tuned for those. Okay, so if you're interested in knowing how to create a client anytime you want, that's what we focus on in week 3. And this is about authentic marketing, because there are ways to be effective and to fill your practice without being salesy or pushy. So you remember Yelp, that was just one of the 6 powerful marketing strategies I share in this module. And in week 3, I cover the most leveraged ways to get in front of your ideal clients, not only to serve them, but to get paid in the process. And you'll also discover what marketing strategies work and how to use them in a way that feels good to you. And you'll learn the 3 most strategic online strategies and 3 most strategic offline strategies to reach your ideal clients. And most of them are free. You can start right away. They're probably not what you're thinking, but if you don't have consistent clients, it's just feedback that you either haven't been taught the right skills or you're not acting on what you know. So this is the module where I'm really empowering you to create clients anytime you want and maximize the clients that come your way. And then in week 4 is where you actually dive into creating your ideal clients, and this is a game changer for people. It's packed with everything you need to know around the art of creating clients, and you're going to learn exactly what I did and what I've coached many coaches in powerfully using, which is my 7-step process for how to lead a powerful conversation so that you can fill your practice with ideal committed clients. And I have a very step-by-step system process laid out. It's really comprehensive and easy to navigate, and it's not a discovery call. It's a proven framework that works, and it gives you a stronger likelihood of creating a client, again, while still doing good in the world. It's about leading with your heart, but being effective in the process. So you'll also learn how to powerfully make an offer without making the one devastating mistake that most coaches make. And you'll learn how to handle payments and go over policies and set up the right agreements and more. Because having coached coaches for years, this is the module where I really cover the main themes that coaches struggle with so that you don't have to. And you're going to know exactly what to do to navigate those various objections, some of the other ones that we couldn't address, so that you have this framework ahead of time and avoid missing out on a client or making some of the mistakes that you could have avoided by learning this system in advance. And we go much deeper into the I can't afford it response. There's a lot more we could have covered in that. But you'll end up seeing that these conversations are not sales conversations. They're actually opportunities to coach them. And this really changes the game when you're coming from your heart and you're using your skill set as a coach to actually support them in moving through that high involvement without being super attached to the outcome. And they feel that, and it changes everything. So can you see how that's possible? Okay, so then everything comes together in inspired action, and I'm super excited for you to get to this module because this is where we really up your game in strategic action. And so here we're going to support you in creating a specific game plan to really take your business to the next level, and you'll get into action creating clients, making money, doing what you love. And you could even fill your practice in the 30 days depending on how in action you are. And you'll also be going to take advantage of the template that I created that you can make more money using this template than you even realized possible. Honestly, even if you just did this one thing, it could change your business. It takes 10 minutes to fill out weekly, and it can help you grow your income and your confidence. Because what stops most coaches from thriving is they don't take consistent action. So turning up the dial for these 30 days with support and the momentum of the group can really help you break through your set point and discover what's really possible for yourself. And if you want more support, I'll share with you how you can get a free strategy call, private one-to-one session in just a moment. But first, Allison was kind enough just to share her experience using the Mastery for Coaches system.
Through the course, I gained a lot of motivation from working on myself and working on my mindset about being ready, and seeing the action steps out there. They weren't that overwhelming. It actually seemed pretty easy. And I went from not having coached anyone in almost a year since I received my certifications to now coaching people. And really, that's all I could ask for.
So if you're feeling pulled towards this, I really want to make sure that you are aware that that you're not only going to get you're not only going to get the 5 core modules, but you're also going to get full access to pre-recorded coaching calls where I'm walking you through the entire course. And this is going to give you inspiration and training on how to work with people as a coach, but also so that you're supported every step of the way. And you're going to get the coaching library with transformational processes and videos and teaching audios to help you really stay on top of your game as a master coach with the best coaching tools in the industry. And I'm going to be adding new material to that. And you can really just think of this as your coach's toolkit. Again, these are just extra supports for you to get powerful results quicker. So in addition, some of the other things you're going to get in the course are lifetime access to the private Facebook community of other truly amazing conscious coaches. I've been blown away by the consciousness, the action, and the service that these people are coming forward with and who's coming forward. And so I'm excited for you to get connected with the community because community is one of the greatest ways to create change. And they're all on fire and in action and coaching each other and creating groups because I've made it super easy for you guys to be able to do that. And you can also network and send referrals and collaborate and really support each other as much as you want, right? You don't have to do that, but they're on fire and that's available for you. Plus myself and a senior member of my team are going to be going in there to give feedback. I pop in there and I do surprise, sometimes not surprise, sometimes I plan it with everyone, Facebook Live. So you just put your questions in and I'm just in there diving in kind of live coaching with you guys. So you're also going to get access to the Solution Center, where you'll be getting the 6 custom processes that I've designed for coaches to really move through the transformation that they are needing. And you can access this anytime. So things like getting unstuck or transforming your money conversations, moving from self-doubt and fear to self-confidence, along with a lot of others. And I've got action guides to support you throughout the course, just to help you customize where you are in your learning and with your unique business, so that you can really focus on and clarify your next steps. And then we have the Resource Center, and this is where you have sample agreement forms that you can use, just kind of copy, paste, and fit to your business. I also give you suggestions for getting professional liability insurance specifically for coaches, and there are co-coaching guides along with other supports. I just wanted to make it super easy, so that I've included everything you needed just to hit the ground running, to create clients, make money, and really do powerful coaching. And again, you don't have to have fancy funnels, you don't have to have a list or do anything online to have multiple 6-figure coaching business. That can actually just be a distraction, and it can be discouraging for some people. You want to just first build your business, make money, and then if you want to go online, you can absolutely do that, but there are certain ways to do it so that you're strategic around it, so you're not just blowing through money or wasting a lot of time doing that. So when you sign up, you're also going to get access to watch me doing a full coaching session, to see me doing the 7-step process that I've used to create clients. So I've got a training video to show you, but I also literally have you in my office with a client, and I'm coaching you through what I'm doing and why as a training, because I think there are different ways of learning styles, and so I wanted to be able to make it entertaining and fun for you. So I don't just tell you, I show you the strategies and transformational tools that I'm teaching along the way, mainly because I know that that's going to help you in creating clients and make it more fun for you. But I also have videos where I'm supporting coaches at various levels around topics that most coaches struggle with, so that you don't have to. And they're strategically placed throughout the course, and they're super fun and educational, and really they're just about helping you see that you're not alone in this, that here's some things that most coaches go through, and here's a way that you can actually move through it, and you can just be walked through the entire process. And again, we've also got a Scripts reference guide, and it's designed just to help you easily find what you're looking for anytime you need it. And it's robust, and it includes a checklist for consultations, as well as scripts on how to invite people in to work with you. And then master coaching tips, like how do I lead a powerful coaching session? These are my tips and scripts. And so it also tells you when to create smaller packages and then when not to, how to re-enroll clients. It's even more than what's in the course. And I know that I'm throwing a lot of different components at you really fast. I just wanted to offer you everything that I could, just to support you in really taking your business to the next level. So just as a reminder, you're going to get the 5 weekly modules, 1 a week, weekly recorded coaching calls with me, access to the private Facebook community, all the action guides, the Solution Center transformational processes, the Resource Center, the Coach's Corner clips, the Scripts reference guide, and a bunch more. And I'm going to answer your questions in just a second, but first I have a question for you. I want to just check in with you. Why do you want to be a coach? Like, what is this really about for you? So what would it mean if you knew on a deeper level that you were making the impact and the consistent income that you desire? So what is it for you? Write in the chat box, just list 3 things. How would it feel for you if you knew exactly what to do to create a client anytime you wanted? You could free up looking for clients and actually focus on serving them. Making a difference, thank you, Katrin, and helping people, thank you, Heather, yep. Freedom, serving, inspiring them, feeling purposeful, giving them hope, making a difference. Thank you guys for doing this work. This is exactly why I want to support you guys. You guys are amazing. Motivation to breathe. Again, knowing I'm empowering, that I've made a difference. Yep. Thank you, Lori, Susan. Contribution, Becky. Yep. Beautiful, Ellie. That's right. And so that's why I'm inspired to support you guys. I think this is what it's about. And I just want you to feel into that. Like, let yourself feel into knowing that you can do that. And just notice what it would be like for your health and for your life and your relationships. Like, let yourself feel that, because again, you vibrationally set that as a possibility. And it's, again, possible if you take action on a proven system and do the work to really let go of the blocks along the way. So this is why I want to be a voice for you to do both. And this just hasn't been my experience, but it's also been true for many of the coaches who have learned my system. So some have gone from making 30,000 a year to 150. That's like most common. Other people have gone from 150 to 300,000. And then I had one exceptional case make 7 figures, but that's because she's doing online and offline strategies. But learning this system, she knows how to create high-end packages with those clients that come from online, so she maximizes both. And I just want to be transparent. Some people take off right away. Other people, it took about 6 months. It really just depends on where they started and how in action they were. But I do want to be a voice for you that there is another way, and it can be so much easier. So until now, the only way to have received access to this material would have been to invest $15,000 to work with me in one of my high-end mastermind groups, or to work with me privately. But I've realized that more coaches are needed to do this work. And in order to do that, you guys need to have a sustainable practice. And I know that this material really transforms the way coaches run their businesses and transforms their clients' lives. And so for a limited time, when you sign up, you're going to get the training videos, the action guides, transformational processes, bonus videos, the 7-step process that I do share to create your ideal clients. And just so you have a sense, the course alone goes for $26.97. But in a moment, I'm going to share with you how you can actually get thousands of dollars in bonuses, actually $3,650 in bonuses alone. So that would total up to $21,347. But when you join right now, before the workshop is over, and secure your spot in the Mastery for Coaches program, I'm going to offer it to you for $19.97. And the reason why I'm offering it at such a low price is because I'm still gathering case studies and testimonials so that when I can put it into my course later when I sell it for more. So if you're willing to share your authentic experience, I'm willing to offer it to you for the fraction of what it's truly worth when you take action and sign up now while you're on the workshop. And I honestly cannot guarantee how long I'm going to offer this for. The course itself is worth a lot more, and I see a lot of other coaches having programs online that are $7,000. But again, I saw a way that I could make a difference and make it accessible for more people by distilling it to the necessary business skills that you really need to do this type of work. And so I want to support you in really getting it down to a simple system so that you can focus on doing the transformational work that you're called to do. And so if you're ready to join us, I'd love to have you in the program. You can simply click on the link to the right, or if you're on mobile, you can go to joinmfc.com, all lowercase, and it will open up a new browser while the workshop's still going on, and you can still hear the coaching and the questions towards the end, but you can fill in your billing information just to secure your spot now. And here's a coach who is willing to share her experience of investing in herself and what happened when she used the Mastery for Coaches system.
Choosing to invest in myself was really scary, but what I found is that it really compelled me forward, and I was showing up for myself in ways that I hadn't before because I made that investment. I had increased my rates, I would say 1,000%, and started working with people completely differently, and that allowed me to have actually more energy, more time, a lot more depth with my clients, and a lot more abundance overall.
It really invited her to show up fully, and she's still getting incredible results. But so you can see that it's an investment that keeps giving back to itself year after year. Does that make sense? Right? It keeps coming back. So you can feel confident when you join us today because you're fully protected by our 30-day money-back guarantee. So if for any reason you're not thrilled with the program, I'm not worried about it, but just let us know within the first 30 days and we'll refund you 100% of your money. And I can see that Katie just joined us. Welcome to the tribe, Katie. That's awesome. And I'm going to share with you guys just some bonuses. That's exciting. Just some bonuses that you can get when you join us. So if you're leaning into this, again, I want to incentivize you to take action on what it is you really want, right? So in addition to everything I've already talked about, when you join while you're on the workshop now, you're going to get access to a very special limited time bonus, which is our 6-month of mastery program. It's essentially 6 months of coaching. And it gives you access to exclusive interviews each month for 6 months with different master coaches. We've got New York Times bestselling authors, the world's most sought after speakers, and then some who are just leading consciousness and coaching work, and many have been on Oprah. And they're sharing their best tools and resources and insights to support you specifically in being the best coach that you can be. And I also have one of the top lawyers in the industry sharing the do's and don'ts so you can really set up your business and be legally taken care of and have those questions answered from her as well. So but it also consists of live coaching calls with experts in various fields like marketing gurus and social media experts, as well as some of the top coaches. So things like how to break into corporate coaching, or how to lead successful high-end mastermind groups, or thrive as a high-end relationship or health coach, right? So we keep it fresh and different around different topics that are going to serve you as a coach. And you'll be able to ask them your specific questions live, or if you can't join us live, just send in your questions earlier and we'll get that recorded and sent to you. And some of these coaches are charging $2,000 an hour, so this is an extremely valuable opportunity. But because we have a limited space on these live coaching calls with experts, we have to just restrict the number of people that we can let in. That's why it's only available while you join us now, while in the workshop. And I'm also going to be opening up a few spots for one-to-one strategy sessions with a handpicked senior member of my team that I've personally trained, so that we're here for you personally as well. And you'll be able to set this up in your 30-day challenge towards the end of the course, just to help you implement everything so you're successful in the program. And obviously we only have a limited number of calls that we can take, so that's why we're making this available for the first 7 who join the program while you're still on the workshop. So I see that we have a few spots taken. I don't know how many specifically, but I'm sure there's a few left. So if you want to make sure that you get the amazing bonuses, what you want to do right now is click the link right here, enter your information, and you'll make sure to get your one-to-one strategy session and 6 months of coaching. And again, you're completely covered by our 30-day satisfaction guarantee. Okay, so remember earlier when I told you that if you couldn't afford $19.97, because I want to make this really accessible and affordable to as many coaches as possible, I'm willing to break this up into 3 monthly payments of $747. Or for a bit of a savings, you can access this for $19.97. But either way, I want to challenge you to make the investment back while you're in the course. So think about it. How many clients would you need to make the investment back? So if you're ready to join us, I would love to have you in the program. You can simply click on the link to the right, and it'll open up a new browser while the workshop's still going on. So you're not going to miss the questions and coaching opportunities just in a little bit. But if you are on mobile, you can go to joinmfc.com. Again, this will also open up a new browser. You can put in your billing information and secure your spot now. If you're a yes, I want to encourage you to join us in the program. I made this course. It's because I wish I would have had it. And it's something I wish I would have had if I had learned the online systems first, right? Because it would have saved me a lot of time and a lot of money, really avoiding some of the mistakes that come with growing your business. And I remember how big of a stretch it was for me when I made my first investment of $10,000 to join a coaching group. But honestly, what that did for my business, looking back, I couldn't have afforded not to do it. I ended up making that investment back almost immediately, and it continues to pay off. It helped me launch into a new lifestyle. And I'm literally pulling back the curtains and showing you exactly what I did to make $300,000 the first year I developed this and implemented it. And again, this hasn't just been my experience. I've seen firsthand what this program does for people's businesses and confidence and lives. And I know it's possible when people use it. But I'm aware that a lot of you guys don't know me or my work that well. So some people who have applied this system in their businesses were kind enough just to share their experience so you can get a sense for what's possible when you really apply these.
If you have an opportunity to work with Alyssa, just do it. Like, if it's about the money, go raise it. Get in an Indiegogo, borrow, steal, whatever. Like, honestly, this work is some of the most profound you will ever have the opportunity to do. That's my experience. And I am picky as hell. So if it's about the money, like, she'll support you in recognizing that you can have whatever you want. And it's just a matter of being resourceful and creative. And so I just give you all the encouragement in the world to make it happen. And you won't regret it, I have no doubt.
Through Alyssa's work, through our interactions, I came from a place of service that resulted in me feeling confident enough to double my fees, and without any efforting whatsoever, being out there, putting myself out there, responding to requests, but no efforting, I doubled my clientele.
I'm leading additional groups, I'm speaking more, and I feel ultimately much more confident, and I know my value on a much deeper level.
If you're being given this opportunity to work with her, that some part of you is really ready to step up. In my experience, we attract the people that can help us to take the next step and elevate our lives to the next level when we're ready for that. So I invite you to trust yourself and definitely trust Alyssa. She is very well skilled and will be able to support you very efficiently in uncovering any of the blocks that you've been being influenced by.
You really have to be ready and willing. And if you are ready, willing, and committed, it will change your life. It will change the way you do business, the way you relate to yourself. This is a very deep transformation process that starts with you and will trickle out to everyone that you serve and enrich your life and everyone else's life that you touch.
So you can see that the system has worked for many coaches, and I've seen it work for new coaches and seasoned coaches, and then different type of coaches: health coaches, relationship coaches, business coaches, healers, therapists, mentors, and consultants. And I just see that Valentina just joined us. Welcome, honey. Welcome to the course. So if you're like me and you don't want to spend a lot of time behind the computer, but would rather be in the world changing coaching and making a difference in people's lives, then at this point you have two options. You can either go through trial and error process, and that actually may take you more time and money in the long run to create clients and consistent income, or you can make a change and take your business to the next level by creating and following a proven path, creating your clients by doing the inner work and really moving through those self-imposed limitations by learning the right strategies as well. And because if you're not where you want to be, again, it's just feedback that you need to do something different. So I want to encourage you to take action and make the change that you're really wanting in your life. And so if you've joined us, I'm really looking forward to supporting you in your next level of mastery. Be on the lookout for the welcome video. The welcome email. Yes, it has a video inside. And it'll have all the program details, and you can get started right away. And if you have questions, I'm going to be opening it up for Q&A in just a moment, as well as coaching. But you can also email support@alyssanobriga.com. Welcome, we're here to support you, so you're welcome to do that. And you can also see the program details at masteryforcoaches.com. All the program details are there, masteryforcoaches.com. And if you didn't join us, I still hope that you got a lot of value from our time together and that you've got some things that you can implement just to make a difference in your career. But either way, I wish you and all those that you will serve the very, very best. And so let's dive into some coaching and questions. I see a lot of them rolling in, and I'm here for you guys, so let's dive in. If I miss it, make sure just to type in it again, because there's so many coming in that I may have not seen it. So let's see who's here. So one of them says, how long would it take to go through the course material, M? So it takes about an hour and a half on average to go through the material. I have distilled it down to what you actually need, and I have bonus videos which you can watch along the way, but those aren't required. Those are for extra things. But I would say about an hour and a half on average to go through the course material for the first 5 weeks. And if you join while you're here on the workshop, you're going to get the 6 months of coaching, as well as most likely you'll still have one of the 7 strategy sessions as well. You're so welcome, Becky. Would you teach us how to create your own beautiful worksheet? I don't do design work. And just to be clear, the course wouldn't necessarily be for designers, but you can go to different websites that can, make sure that you can just plug in some different design work. But that would be different than what we're doing here, Jessica. So build a website. Honestly, my first coach never even had a website, and she was making $300,000 to $500,000 a year. She had a landing page. You don't need a website. Sometimes you can just get distracted with all of that. And so I want to encourage you to really distill things down to creating clients. And if you're new, absolutely don't waste too much time on branding and website, because you want to actually be serving your ideal clients to make sure that those are the people you really want to be working with before you create or spend a lot of time and money, excuse me, and money into a website that's not going to be aligned. You just would have to redo. So I just joined. Yay, welcome, honey. That's so cool. Yes, Jessica, she did say steal. She was quite funny. She said, do whatever you need to do to do this. It's been powerful for a lot of clients that have joined, and I'm just so grateful for that. Not only because they're stepping into a whole new level of confidence and financial tax bracket, but they're also doing powerful work with their clients and potential clients as well. They have this now 7-step system to actually lead. You know, don't do these discovery sessions. Let me just tell you guys, I'm unimpressed with what I'm seeing out there. I was doing some research, like what's really out there in the coaching industry, because I've just developed my own thing and I've done really great with it. I didn't really need to look around. And I started seeing people lead these conversations that they weren't providing me a lot of value, and they didn't have a structure, and they weren't leading them. It was just kind of a conversation, and I was so unimpressed. And so I'm glad for those people who are ready, that want to learn a powerful framework and a way to serve people, that you'll have this, because not only does it create give you a higher chance of creating a client, but also serves them in the process, right? So the more you serve them, the better your business will do. So obviously we cover both of that in the course. So Alyssa, I know you mentioned this, but I really want to clarify, does the 6 months include 3 online and 3 offline strategies? And the 6 tips were you sharing? Okay, let me clarify for you, Yasmin. So the 6 months of the 3 online and 3 offline strategies, those are 6 marketing strategies that I cover in the course. And that's in Module 3. The 6 months of mastery is essentially 6 months of coaching, and you get that complimentary when you join on this workshop. And so that is essentially, you've got every other week for 2 weeks, you've got inspiration, support, and coaching to help you really create the new level of success that you're wanting, because I know it takes consistency, and that's why I've created and designed this part of the program. So the 6 tips you were sharing, so 6 tips are in Module 3. Those are actually marketing strategies. They're not tips. Is that what you mean by the 6 months of mastery bonus? So I think I've just clarified that for you, Yasmin, and if I didn't, feel free to share below. So can you please talk more about money conversation? Is that a separate conversation than you invite clients into after you have finished the intro coaching session? No, the way that I teach this, Valentina, is it's about leading them through this 7-step process before they are a client. And you can do this at varying degrees. It could be a 20-minute, or it can be a longer session if you would like, depending on how much your packages are and how much time you have and how many spaces you fill, how hungry you are to really fill them. So I'll cover all that in the course. I think you've joined us already. So essentially, it's a process for the money conversation. There's so many different nuances that there are common themes and objections that people have, and by having this framework to navigate those ahead of time, you're going to know how to not only to support them, but also not have those mistakes and lose clients because of it, and it'll help grow your confidence and save you time in the long run. So the money conversations are not separate than sales conversations. They are, I guess you would call them the same, but I approach it really as a coaching opportunity, because when people are about to spend money or spend a lot of time towards creating what they want, oftentimes resistance is going to come up. And again, this isn't bad, but if you don't take it personally, then you can see that this is very common, and this is exactly what they need to move through in order to be able to create the changes that they want and to sign up as a client oftentimes. Then you're going to lean in to support them, especially if you're coming from an abundant state, knowing that you can create clients anytime you want. They're abundant clients because now you have systems to do that. You're going to just be, I call it surrendered action. You're in service, you're engaged, but you're unattached. They can feel that, and it's powerful. And I've got some other client stories throughout the course that'll help share from their experience what it was like when I supported them around this. It feels good, and maybe no one in their life has ever really served them in this way. And so not only they're going to be really grateful, they'll oftentimes want to create the money so that they have continued support like that, or they're just a yes because you've already demonstrated the value, or they're going to refer a lot of people, or a lot, a lot of the all of the above. So Elle, I'm in. Looking forward to joining you and creating a new experience. Powerful, Ellie. I'm so honored to have you here and to have you join us. I cannot wait to connect with you. Make sure that you join in the Facebook group. So Jessica, would you teach us how to create your own beautiful worksheets? I think I may have answered that already. M, is that an hour and a half a day? Oh, I'm sorry, M. It's 1.5 hours a week. And so I've distilled it so that you don't need to do more. I don't want you guys doing busy work. I have something called the Solution Center, which are inner transformational processes that you can use anytime you're feeling stuck emotionally or mentally, so that you not only have better mastery of your inner world, and so that'll help you stay in action, because oftentimes as we're stretching outside our comfort zone, all that stuff comes up, right? And so that'll support you in really staying clean and inspired and in action with the strategies you learn in the course. But the course material, the training videos, on average are about 1.5 hours a week. That's it. And then I've got the bonus videos throughout that are longer, and you get to watch those as you have time or as you're inspired to, and you can come back to those. Again, I'm going to be adding additional things. Because the Resource Center, I've already been adding extra coaching tools, because a lot of people in the program have been saying, you know, we want more tools, and so I like overserving, and so I've just been offering extra additional things and audios and how do you fill groups. I've got that covered, as well as how to lead a group and powerful coaching sessions and those types of things. So Jessica says, when would the 6 months start? Beautiful. So the 6 months of mastery, which is the 6 months of coaching, starts when you're in the 5th module, right when you're done with the course, so that you can be consistent and strategic with everything you learn in the course. It's really designed to help the momentum of you creating the success long term, and to really use the inspiration of the group and stay connected to other group members as well. And so that starts right when you're done with the last module after week 5, so you're not overwhelmed and you just get to learn it, and then you have in the 5th week you've got the strategic action game plan. So while you're in your 30-day challenge, that's when the 6 months starts. It's designed beautifully in that way. So 1.5 hours per week, and that's per module. That's right, 1 module a week. You're also welcome to go faster if you would like. I've had some people that have requested that, but that's how I've designed it to really keep you inspired. And I've created it's like a drip course, so that there are emails that talk about what may be coming up for you, what's kind of common in the hero's journey, so to speak, as you're going through the entire experience. So Jessica, what would we be learning, and what are you doing right now? What would we be learning? What you are doing? Yes, you would be learning, I guess in the course, maybe I'm going to assume your question is, what are we learning in the course? So it's essentially everything I've already talked about, which is, how do I set up a business model that's aligned with my heart and what I'm good at, so I can be strategic about it and really simplify things? How do I, so the first module is creating a vision and a business model. So it's heart and strategy. The second one is money mastery, clearing the limiting beliefs while also choosing a price point that's inspiring and authentic for you now. And then module 3 is really about the 6 most strategic so 6 total, 3 online, 3 offline strategies for creating clients. And you get to choose which ones you want to implement, and then you start implementing them. Clients start coming to you. The art of mastery, I forgot what it's called. The Art of Mastering Clients is module 4. That we go deep. That's one of my favorite ones. It's super fun. That's the 7-step process, the coach's bonus clips, and there's training videos. And then the inspired action is where you come up with a strategic game plan, which I walk you through, and then you've got the Scripps reference guide, which is 40 pages. It's a reference guide. So you're like, okay, I need to re-enroll a client now. Go to page 50. Here it is. And then I've got audios and all these additional things in the resource guide, or in the resource center, which it'd be nice to maybe just do a video where I can actually just walk you guys through and show you. But it's designed beautifully. It's really supporting you in creating a lifestyle, a process and way of creating clients using the framework, and making a great money doing it without having to go online. And then if you want to go online, doing it in a strategic, structured way. I'm excited for this journey. How long before I receive the welcome email? Yay! Welcome, honey. Jamie, yeah, that's Jamie. You will get an email right away. So you should get an email, maybe give us 5 to 10 minutes, but you should have gotten an email already if you've just joined. Welcome. I'm so excited to have you. You can email support@alyssanobriga.com if for some reason you don't get it for sure within the next hour. But one thing you want to make sure that you look at is I've had people sign up with an email on the order form, which is a different email. So make sure that the order form email is what you're checking your email to make sure that that's where you're going to get welcome details there. And you can also look at junk mail and see if it may have landed there. But I'm so excited to have you and share with you and dive in. Make sure to join us on Facebook. So Susan says, can you please talk more about the coaching you do with people who sign up? I've done so many courses to build businesses, and it's my fear of not enoughness that I need to go over. I also have multiple certifications. Beautiful. I know that fear well, Susan, so you're not alone in that. I kept getting master's degrees and all of that, and really the transformational tools that I designed are because of the work that I've done over, I wouldn't say over 15 years now of doing transformational work. I've designed processes to help you move through this stuff. And there comes a point, Susan, where it's no longer about, I don't know how much you've done the inner work, but there comes a point where it's enough inner work and just being willing to get into action. And so you can take a bigger chunk, or you can take the next smaller chunk, but to do it consistently. And that's really why I've created the 6 months of mastery program, so that you stay consistent. I find that some people hide behind doing the inner work. And if you don't do the inner work, this is obviously not you. But I also find that some people just only do the outer work and they have no mindset work, and that's going to hold them back too. So it's a balance of the two. So you're going to know what is right for you. And so yes, there's coaching, there's live coaching for the 6 months. I pop into Facebook community. I like overgiving. I don't want to tell you too much of what I overgive, because then it doesn't feel like an overgive. But I like connecting with you guys. I like supporting you. I love hearing your stories. Your success is my success. I'm here to support you. And there's also questions. You can share your questions through the membership site, and I get back to you myself or a senior member of my team that I've trained. There's a lot for you, but really it's about calling yourself out and being willing not to let fear be an excuse to hold you back around the perfect time to start charging more, or needing to do more inner work, because that's just the ego's way of keeping you small. And it's really innocent, and it's not about judging the ego. That would just be more ego. It's really about calling yourself out and honoring your truth and going for it and finding your own inner coach, right? Because life is the real coach. Life's going to give you exactly what you need to go to your next level of mastery. And as you're taking 100% responsibility for what it is you want to create and learning the strategies and systems to implement in your business and showing up to do some of the inner work as well as, mainly the outer work. This is a conscious business course. Yes, I teach facilitation skills. I have to, because I'm a therapist. I love that work. And I find it helpful not only for you to enjoy your experience, but also be more powerful as a coach, and then that'll support your business as well. But my encouragement would be to check in. Are you hiding? Are you hiding behind fears or excuses, or even the story of, I have a fear of not enough? Because sometimes we tell ourselves that so much we use it as an excuse. And so I don't know where you are, Susan. You're welcome to share more, but I'm here to support you in really standing forward and stepping into what it is you're really wanting. I mean, you're here at this point in the workshop that tells me a lot about your readiness, and I want to encourage and support and honor you for that. And it's really about now showing up and taking action on the things that you've had insights about, and then getting the support structure to really go further. So in the Facebook community, I have some new coaches and some experienced coaches. It's almost half and half. Some people that have been working 30 years in the industry as therapists, or 5 years as a coach, and then some newbies. And I find that not only are they blowing me away with their level of consciousness and their willingness to show up, but they're also hungry to support each other. And there's a lot of encouragement and networking and support with each other. It's really, I had no idea it was going to be this level. And so what I've done is made it really easy for you guys to be able to peer coach each other. I have worksheets on how to do that, to work through the stuff that's coming up, not only because it's going to help you to become a better coach, but you create community, and you get to also hear how other people coach their different styles. And so I think that's why I have this community, and why I've set it up for you guys to make it really easy to connect with each other. But they also have, in the 5th week, you're going to have this one worksheet that I was talking about. It takes 10 minutes a week. I encourage you to do it in a group, and I've made it really easy for you guys to partner up in groups to do it together. But it will help you grow your confidence and your income and stay in action consistently. It's powerful and it's super simple. Often, some of the most simple things are the most powerful, but doing it in community is one of the greatest ways to really go to your next level of success. So I've made it really easy for you guys to be able to do that. Shannon says, does the course give us guidance strategies on how to access our ideal clients? Yes, it does, absolutely. And it's about being strategic. So it's about identifying who your ideal client is. Like if you're new, then part of it's about just starting to coach people. I mean, you could share more, Shannon, but it's about starting to coach people to find out, because sometimes we have concepts about, I want to work with you know, successful business people, and then you start working with them. Like this was kind of my experience, so I'm calling myself out. And then I realized that some of them weren't really honoring the inner work, the mindset work, which I know they need to be able to get out of the rut that they've created in their mind. And so I changed my plan, and I really was like, well, I want to work with people who are committed to showing up, but they're also willing to do the inner work, because I know that they will get the success that they want by doing both, right? It takes commitment and consistency. That's my bias. They need commitment and consistency, but they need to do the inner and outer work. I just joined. Welcome, Ellie. When will you be booking private strategy sessions? Great. So everything's going to let you know when you're ready for that. So I didn't want you guys to get into I didn't want you to ask questions and using those strategy calls when I'm going to answer a lot of those in the course. And so when you're in the 5th week, we're going to email you with a calendar and some options to get your strategy session all set up, and then you'll have your questions ready, and we're just going to dive in supporting you and just getting that private support. And I love that you got that. So welcome. So I don't know how many are left, but I love that you got that. That's amazing. You're welcome, so welcome. This sounds amazing. I legitimately am not in a place to commit to it right now. I am in the midst of taking a leap, trusting in my ability to raise the money for another training yoga teacher. The money is not in the bank, but I'm trusting and stepping. I'm going to read it. It's going off my chart. I'm trusting and stepping up for myself to bring it in. The info you've shared is valuable, and I'm grateful that I was able to join today. You are the real deal. I love what you're doing. Your energy is beautiful. I hope I get the opportunity to cross paths with you again. Becky, oh my goodness, I honor you for being here, for showing up for yourself. I love that you got value from this. Run with it as far as you can. Know that there are supports for you. I don't know how long I'll be doing this course. Honestly, this online thing has been an experiment for me. I've been doing really well offline, and I really enjoy it. And online is more entrepreneurial and funnels and teams and all these other things. And so I would love to connect with you in whatever way makes sense at some point. And I love that you got a lot out of this and that we've connected. So all the best to you, Becky. You're so welcome. Will do. Have you worked successfully in creating with a functional medicine practitioner? Yeah, so if you're a heart-centered business, and yes, absolutely, you can use this as a functional medicine practitioner. It's really about creating clients in a heart-centered way, and it oftentimes, because the program is it's more about learning a framework that you can fit to your lifestyle and what your particular goals are. Some people are only going to want to, work with maybe like 5 high-end clients, $10,000 clients. And some people are going to want to work with maybe 20 clients for the year and charge $2,500. So it depends. You get to customize it and meet it to where you are. So absolutely. It really works well for consultants and mentors and coaches. Absolutely functional practitioner, because you are creating your own clients and you're doing it in a heart-centered way. I'm imagining that you have more I don't know how many clients you want to work with. You can absolutely change the model that I'm offering, because you wouldn't necessarily do longer clarity sessions, or what I call them, the 7 steps to create a client, unless they're on retainer or you're working with them. It depends. Share with me how many clients you want to work with, because if you're working with maybe 20 a week, let me think about that. Share with me how many you would want to work with, and then I can offer a little bit more support for you. So once we've completed the course, are we a master coach? Absolutely, you sure are. And mastery is that never ends, right? I think, like I said, life is the real coach, and so it's really about showing up for what life is bringing us, and now we've got the tools. I think you've joined us. having now the tools to really move through the challenges that come up, but they're not challenges. Those blocks become the stepping stones. And it's not bad when you hit a road bump, just so you guys know. When roadblocks come up, it's like, how do I really use this? This is what a master coach would say rather than an amateur coach. A master coach would say, how do I use this for my growth? And then you feel empowered rather than a victim. And then not only do you feel better, but you're going to serve your clients more in the process. And you're going to call them out and not see their victim amateur thinking. You're going to call them out of that limitation. And to me, that is a master coach, when you show up for what life's presenting and have the tools to really move through that and are actively doing that. So if I can't set up right now, is there an after workshop deadline, and how much does the price go up? I can raise the money. Lynn Ann, thank you so much for asking that question. I just honor you for being willing to be in action. So we do have the 3-month payment plan. So $747 is the payment plan. I just honestly don't know how long I'll be offering this course for. Again, this is just an experiment for me. I'm not trying to give you a marketing thing. It's just an experiment. One option for me is to pull this from the public and only share it with the high-end mastermind groups that I've been doing. But I don't know. Yes, so today, while you join on the workshop, you get this 6 months of mastery, even if you do the payment plan. And I would just encourage you to think about how many clients would you need to create to be able to make that investment back. I really hear that you are inspired to raise the money, and essentially the course walks you through how you can do that. But I would encourage you to, there's lots of different ways that you can come up with the money. Obviously, we've talked about that in the course in terms of, or in the workshop, in terms of asking for support. If there's somebody that you know that believes in you and that would really support you. I had a woman that did sign up for this course who, and the deeper thing for her was around receiving. And she ended up asking her parents for support, and it opened up a healing opportunity for a conversation, an authentic conversation. I challenged her to have a real conversation with them. They had a healing out of that. They offered her support, and she's done well from the course because she really showed up for it. So sometimes that lights a fire under us really showing up for it, rather than like, oh, I'll start when I want, or that kind of thing. And so, the offerings that I'm offering, the 6 months of mastery, which is essentially the 6 months of coaching, is offered right now while you're on the workshop. The strategy session, one-to-one strategy session, is offered for the first 7. It seems like we're getting close to that. If we've not already hit that, I don't know. But normally the course goes for $26.97, but I'm offering it right now for $19.97. And I would love to support you in really creating the change, because if you're in that situation, I want to encourage you to, really be able to invest in yourself when you're wanting to, and I know you want that, and I want that for you. And there are ways that you can do it by simplifying. You don't need to be spending a lot of time or money on a team and investing in funnels and Facebook ads and a website and all that. It's like, just, you can have the essentials, start making money, start creating clients. You'll feel confident, you'll be in service, really connected to your heart. And then as you gain money and you want to go online, you can absolutely do that. But that's just my approach and my bias. Susan says, thank you, that really resonates. Sharon, I know what my heart wants to do and to teach and bring to the world. Will this course help me put a framework around that so I can communicate it clearly to potential clients? Yes, that's exactly what it does. So I love that you already have clarity, and it sounds like you're connected to your heart and what your deeper calling is, and that's brilliant. That's what we do in Module 1, and then we create a business model around it. So this course does share a framework in terms of, yes, how to communicate with potential clients, but also how to powerfully create a client, how to enroll them in a way that feels authentic and powerful, and then you can stay true to your message and way of working with people. Absolutely. That's why it works for health coaches, business coaches, relationship coaches, healers, therapists, the same. Because the framework is, I know every business and every coach is different. I just wanted to give you guys a framework that actually works and that you can use your style within so that you have a higher likelihood of creating a client and doing good in the world as a result. So you grow your mastery and you grow your confidence and income, essentially. I loved this webinar. Thank you. I don't have the funds to join right now. Truly just lost my contract work, but I will be revisiting this program when things change for me. I wanted to let you know my gratitude. Namaste. Thank you, Heather. Blessings to you, and you know, feel free to stay in touch. We'll see what unfolds from here, and I'm glad that you got a lot out of that. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. So appreciate it. Susan, I joined. Welcome, Susan. Welcome. I'm so excited that you're going to be with us. So I'm overwhelmed, but I'm tired of that excuse, and this is exactly what I'm looking for. I've just joined. Awesome, Joanne. I love that you caught that. That's huge, because your willingness to move through your own excuses, you're going to get powerful results with that kind of mindset. And just so you guys know, again, you have lifetime access to this, so you can move through it as quickly as you would like. I would encourage you to do it the way that I've set up. You don't have to, but you get to rewatch this, because as you're in action, I find a lot of participants go back because they deepen in their learning. It's almost like watering a pot. It sinks, it deepens as they're in action, and they have other questions that come up. So do you have suggestions? How do I price myself? Okay, so the first thing is you don't price yourself, right? You price your services. And I know that that's simple, but it's a big deal, right? So you do not price your service. So anyways, in terms of like, the more you unravel your self-worth and your net worth, which we cover in the course, it's more powerful to, you're not disillusioned by like when people are doing well or your business is doing well to feel confident, and then when it's not, to feel like you've lost your confidence. It's not outside of you, right? So you want to really unravel those things. And I have a process in terms of helping you really articulate a price point that is authentic. It's like an authentic barometer. So one thing you can do for yourself, James, is you can pick like in the course, I literally walk you through this process. Not this one, but this is part of it. So you want to think of like what's the lowest amount that you would charge and what's the highest. Obviously, it's going to be between the two. But you also want to pick a number and then ask yourself, would I be willing to invest in myself for my own coaching at that same fee? So for example, if you charge $2,500 for a package with you, just ask yourself, would I be willing to pay for that for my own coaching? And then that gives you somewhat of an authentic barometer, right? Okay, Julie says, I'm just getting started coaching. Is this going to be too advanced for me? So nope, this is, again, designed to meet you where you are, and it's really about supporting you in going from hobby to professional, to really powerfully serving your clients. And again, it's a framework to help you structure what your specific business goals are. And so, you know, I wish I would have had it in the beginning, but I also wish I would have had it if I were online and only learning how to do funnels. And, you know, and just a tip for you guys, do not put on Facebook or social media like, I've got coaching sessions available. I don't think that's a strong way to lead. If you want to use social media at all like that, which, you know, again, the processes that I teach, I'm biased towards, they're more powerful, especially for growing into or starting with high-end packages. Again, I had a client who just told me he created a $12,000 client while on an airplane, by the way. And so when you know how to create a client, you can do it anytime you want. But my bias is to not just say you've got coaching sessions online, if you're going to use online in that way, so I would say I have, you know, 1 space or 2 spaces available in my retreat. I would use it that way. Or I would say, because then people celebrate with you that you're already filling, that you're close to filling, rather than, you know, I'm not doing that well and I need clients. It puts off a different vibe. So I'm just kind of giving you guys some insight. Scott says, how do I find clients besides what you shared today? So yeah, Yelp's great. Along with gifting sessions, some of those breakthrough sessions or doing some of the speaking engagements, it really depends, Scott, on what you like and what you're good at. But you could also start like a referral program. That could be something that you do. Just make it really easy for people to share referrals to you. And we go over a lot of different things in Module 3 around how to create clients. So if you have a question like that, the course is really where I dive in and share specifically how to do that. Does your program teach how to coach and structure sessions if I'm not currently coaching and just starting? Yes, it does, Selena. So the program absolutely covers that. It's not necessarily a coaching certification program, because you're going to need, that's, I've been in this work for 15 years and I wouldn't say I'm done. But absolutely, it definitely tells you how to structure your sessions, how to structure your business plan, powerful coaching tips, how to lead powerful coaching sessions, how to really get to the root of what's holding somebody back. I give you different processes that you use for yourself first in the Solution Center so that you move through the course with more grace, and then you're able to share the things that worked for you. What you're going to find as a coach is that you're going to share what works for you, and you're going to have more aliveness and mastery over sharing that. But Selena, if you're interested in mostly around learning the transformational processes as well, I would definitely join while you're on the workshop so that you get the 6 months of mastery, because I've curated the best transformational tools that I've discovered over the 15 years of doing this by interviewing people, as well as having live experts on sharing those transformational tools. So both the business aspects of it as well as the transformational tools. So really, I've curated like my favorite secret tips and strategies from doing this work, and I go into depth and I don't overwhelm. It's just every other week, just about 4-6 months sharing those so you can deepen in your mastery. Because as you're more masterful, your business is going to do better, you're going to feel more confident, and you're just going to serve. And that's why I'm doing this work, and I know that's why you're doing this work. So it'll help you connect with your deeper why. How is this program different than what other coaching programs offer? So I find that other programs overcomplicate things. Really, they're not designed with the needs and the values of a conscious coach. And honestly, again, you guys don't need drip funnels. I'm just doing that now, and I would have been discouraged. I'm really grateful I didn't go online first, because I probably would have stopped. And I think I'm pretty committed, but it's not coaching, it's more entrepreneurial. And there's a time to do that and a way to do that. And so that I share that in the course. I have emailed you, can't wait to start the course, so excited. Em, I'm so happy that you're joining, so happy. I can't wait to support you and connect and hear about your success, and also hear how you're connecting with the other coaches. They're amazing. I'm like, I had no idea who I would be drawing forward. I'm just super humbled and grateful and excited for you guys to connect with each other as well. So just getting back to your question, so I would say that this is about bringing your heart into the business aspects of coaching. Really, it's about making money and serving powerfully. And so it's different than I think what most people are sharing, because most people are marketers. They're not coaches. I've been in this world for 15 years, transformational work. And coaching, doing business for coaches is different, because it's based off of a personal relationship. You go deep with people. It's not like you're not, unless you're doing products, then it's a little bit different. But and it also, you can set up doing products in a really heartfelt way too. But you don't have to be salesy or sleazy. You can be in your heart, be authentic, be of service, and that not only feels good for you, but you're going to attract a whole nother level of clientele. I wish I would have found you before I invested last September in a 6-month program I invested in. I was so overwhelmed. I'm sorry, Jen. I know. I know. To be honest, I've been overwhelmed for sure going online. And I like a challenge. Offline was really easy for me, and that's clearly why I'm sharing this course. But I didn't know how valuable it would be until I started going online, seeing what other coaches are doing, and I'm like, ooh, could be really discouraging, and it costs a lot of money to go online, and especially because I like to do it well. I like beauty, I like quality experience. I've hired a curriculum designer to make sure the course was adapting to all different learning styles and was fun and stripped away all the things you guys didn't need to know. So anyways, I like things nice, but still, online's expensive and it can be really overwhelming. And there's reasons to do it. So I'm not saying that it's bad. It's just there's a lot of people that I meet that just don't want to necessarily, or don't have the funds to go online because it can cost a lot of money, or don't want to do all the tech stuff or hire and manage a team. So I get it. And that's essentially why this course is different. So I love how that just kind of two questions answered each other. Online was what I felt I needed because I live in a small community and it felt too limiting to try to get clients only locally. Well, yeah, I get that. And there are ways, again, that you can go online. I don't know if you've joined, Jen, but you'll learn if you did the 3 online strategies to bring in clients. And I would also bust the belief that, you know, it's too limiting in your community. I've had people tell me that and then learn in my system. In my system, you don't need a lot of clients because you're creating packages, you're doing transformational work. You can do it where you have a lot of clients. You don't need to if you don't want to. It's really about, again, staying true to yourself. I give you options of why you would and why you wouldn't, but then you will also learn the strategies for creating online clients online, Yelp being one of them. So you could open the range for not just locally. Your local could be a bit bigger, and you could do Zoom call video sessions and or use some of the other strategies I suggest. Do I need to be tech savvy to participate? Not at all. Well, let's see. If you know how to navigate emails and watching videos and downloading PDFs, then you're going to be fine. I should say that. My sense is you're already on this webinar, then that would be enough. You're already tech savvy enough to have qualified to be here. So let's see. So how can I approach this if selling doesn't feel gross? Okay, so selling feels gross when it's about you. So if you're thinking about how you can get something, then you're going to feel gross because you're not being of service. It's self-centered, which is fine. It's fine to want a client, but if that's the only reason and that's where you're coming from, you're going to get the feedback about it. But when you're coming from service, when you're coming from your heart, when you've done the scarcity mindset work and you know that clients are everywhere and that you can create one anytime you want, just like the student who just went through the program was like, I've got a $12,000 client from a flight. You know that clients are everywhere. So this is where it really makes a difference for you because you feel aligned within yourself. And just so you guys know, you've been this far in, I mean, deep into the workshop. I'm here answering your questions, but you're going to get the breaking free from your sales fears process. It should be emailed to you at this point, or check your spam if not, but you get the slides as well as the breaking free from your sales fear process. So that is really the mindset work that will support you. And if you haven't gotten it yet, you'll get it soon. Don't worry. But that's going to support you in really moving through your self-imposed limitations and judgments, so that you can really show up in service and in your heart because it's going to feel good for you and them. And oof, it's a powerful system. Again, it's like people will be thanking you for the work that you're doing, whether you're a client or a potential client, and they'll feel you. And it builds your confidence, it builds your referrals, it builds your joy and love for this work, and it inspires you to stay in, keep going with it. And that's just been my experience and those who have done it. So are all the group coaching audio or video as well? So it depends what you mean, Nashi. So I think that's how you pronounce your name. So the group coaching calls throughout the course are audio, and the 6 months of mastery are mostly video. And you can join by audio if you would like, if that's a preference, but mostly they're video so that there's a bit more of an interaction and a community so you can connect. But just to kind of walk you guys through, so if you're still checking in, like, is this course for you, right? So it's for you if you're a coach or a therapist or a healer or a mentor, or you're just wanting to fill your practice with your ideal clients and you want to do it in a heart-centered way, then this would be for you. And it's also for you if you're open to taking full responsibility for really getting the results that you want in your business. And you're willing to test things out and to take action on the techniques and strategies and the exercises that I'm giving you in the Mastery for Coaches system. So this wouldn't be for you if you want to spend all day behind a computer, online, just marketing, and you're more interested in getting rich quick. Like, truthfully, you probably could use this system to do that, but if that's your intention, I prefer you not to be in the community, because yeah, this is not what I'm calling forward here. This is about doing good and having it feel good and making a difference in your own life and your potential clients and your clients. This wouldn't be for you if you're not open-minded or you refuse to take responsibility for getting the results that you know that you're capable of. And it's not for you if you're not willing to take action or you let fear be an excuse to hold you back. Just so you guys know, you are still eligible for the 6 months of mastery and maybe even the one-to-one strategy call. If you're inspired to join us, you can click the link here and claim the amazing bonuses that I'm offering you here as a way to support you in really changing your life and then supporting your clients in doing the same. So I would love to yeah, and if you have feedback, you're welcome just to type it in. I don't end yet. I'm signing up. I'm putting in my credit card. Oh, I love that, Lynn Ann. Beautiful. I honor you for showing up. That's powerful, honey. I mean, you just walked through and started. I remember your comment earlier saying that you were going to be getting into action, and I hear that you're doing it now, and I honor you, and I will not hang up until I make sure that you are in the program. I'm so looking forward to supporting you and really showing up for what it is you want, because you can absolutely do this. It's about, again, my bias. It's having the right strategies and having the support to do the mindset work, those processes that I've developed, and to do it in community. I emailed support to ask how I should proceed. Boy, I'm fighting fear at this moment. I don't know what you mean by fear. You're welcome to bring that up. And just so you know, I like my clients to be excited and a little bit fearful. Like, that to me tells me you're on your edge and you're showing up for it. I mean, don't be like, if you're overwhelmed in fear, then for sure bring that up. But if you're at like excitement and fearful, that's actually the sweet spot that I want you to be at, because then you're going to show up for creating what you are actually really capable of. You have inspired me to vision bigger now. Thank you. Excited to begin your program, Valentina. What a joy you are. I think you were the first one, or one of the first to join in this workshop. I'm so excited to connect with you. You're saying, how do I sorry to repeat, how would I work out my package costs? Great. So I think I shared earlier about you're going to want to figure out, well, it depends what kind of work you do. So let's talk about, maybe you're a health coach. You can type it in and I can just coach you right here, but maybe you're a health coach. What I realized with health coaching, I am not, but with health coaches that I've coached, their clients need consistent check-ins. So sometimes people want to do 30-minute calls weekly as check-ins, and then maybe they have some other types of supports for them, like a report or email support or some other things. We'll talk about that in the course, these other things that you can offer in the package. But you want to think about what you enjoy, what's the lifestyle you want to create for yourself, and you want to think about what are going to support your clients. So for example, if you want to do a deep dive like I do, then you could set up maybe 90-minute sessions every other week, and then have some supplemental support or homework or exercises in between. Anyway, think about how many months, and you want to think about and if you're new, then I would absolutely, part of it is testing and experimenting if you're new. Because if you're not new, then you can see, like, what's the value that I support my clients in achieving and stepping into? What do I help them avoid? What do I help them create? And what do they value? And sometimes when you've got a bigger cost package, some of the projects aren't going to make sense that you help them identify that they want support with, right? They're going to need a bigger project to make the price point make sense. And so, there's ways I'll walk you through that in the course, but it depends. So it sounds like you're new. It sounds like you're just trying to figure out your initial packages. I'll walk you through in the course, really, I think it's the second week, but essentially, well, you'll probably get that within 5 to 7 days. Actually, it will be the next week, because if you start now. But essentially, it's about identifying what's the lowest you would charge for whatever the packages. Say you do 3-month packages. If you're new, I wouldn't do longer packages. Maybe 3 months to start. It would be a suggestion, so that you don't get stuck into a commitment with somebody and feel like, wow, I undercharged at first, and or wow, I overshot, and that feels like it's too much of a stretch for me. Really, with pricing, it's about why I do the second module, Money Mastery, is I do the mindset and pricing, because as soon as you set your pricing, I do strategy first. And my intention is to bring up whatever the stuff is that holds you back, so that the second video in module 2 is where we really clear it, so it feels authentic. Because when you're not in scarcity and fear, you have an authentic barometer. It's like, oh, this would be the least I would do it for, and then this is the most I would do it for. And then it's somewhere in between. I walk you through really how to identify that for yourself. But really, it's, you can just start with your first client and then modify as you go. So especially as you're new, you don't have to have set in stone commitments and packages with everyone, because you're in this phase of growing, and if you're new especially. And so then if you're seasoned and you're raising your rates, you're going to go to the next tier for you that feels authentic. You know, for me, when I invested in myself, you know, $10,000 into my first group coaching, it was really empowering for me, because then I knew what the going rate was sort of for the exchange in the market, and it empowered me to set my prices in a way that I was like, oh, I was not only willing to invest in myself, but now I get the value that I showed up to create it. I showed up to create the value, and I could see what the exchange was, so it felt like an authentic barometer. Okay, we have more questions. So, Valentina, you have inspired me. Oh, I think I'm beginning the program now. Awesome. I hope you got the email. Welcome you with all the details. You can actually start right away. Taking the leap through the fear. Yes, going outside my comfort zone, but I need to push to follow my heart. Exactly. Yes. Well, not push to follow your heart. When your heart is where you're really pulled, right? Push through the fear, but you're pulled from your heart. So your question earlier, because I have to kind of track all these different ones. Oh, you're just saying that there's some fears coming up and that you're going to your next level. I think that's what you're getting at, and that's perfect. That's actually where I want you to be. And so congratulations for meeting your comfort zone, and you're going to attract clients now that are really ready to go to their next level of mastery, and you will be more qualified. This is sort of like your initiation to be able to hold people that are playing at a bigger game, because now you are. That's been my experience. That's been the experience of my clients. The clients mirror to us where we're at. And so you stepping into your next level, you're going to start calling forward those clients as well. So it's good news that that stuff's coming up, and you can go straight to the Solution Center. I'll make sure that you've got your welcome details and you've got the supports there. I would love, you know, maybe I'll do some video. I'm sure I'll do some video coaching pop in here and there, just to be able to connect with you guys a little bit more interpersonally and see your faces. So Emma M says holistic coach. Yeah, so with holistic coaching, I think more, at least in the beginning, so you could do, I'm going to play with the package and you can just tell me if this makes sense for you, but you could do a 3-month package, help somebody identify what their end goal is, and then 3 weeks on, 1 week off. And you could either do an hour, half an hour, a week off as that month. And you could see how that works for people. I find that the beginning of a package, I usually do a VIP day if I work with somebody one-to-one, and I've half day. It's like a half day. It's a 3-hour session to really launch. Or you could do, it won't make sense for you in terms of price. It may make sense to you for a price point, but if you're doing like a 3-month package, then maybe you could do 3 1-hours a week for that first month. So 3 weeks on, 1 week off. But what I find is in the beginning of a package, it's really helpful to build that trust and to make sure that that container and that relationship is built so that they can do powerful work, and that the relationship is built. So I would front end some of the work so that they get supported from you. You all good here? My heart has been pulling for a very long time. I need the courage to follow, or I should say keep following consistently. Thank you. You're so welcome. It's been a pleasure to connect with you guys. I love your willingness to continue showing up for yourself. I honor you. The fact that you're at this point tells me that you're hungry and you're wanting change, and I honor you for that. If you're inspired to join us, you can click the link here, or if you're on mobile, you can go to joinmfc.com, all lowercase, and it will open up a new browser while the workshop's still going on, but you can fill in your billing information just to secure your spot now. Again, you're fully covered by our 30-day satisfaction guarantee. And really, I just honor you for showing up for yourself today. It's been a pleasure connecting with you. I really look forward to supporting those of you who are in the program. And for those who didn't join, I do hope you got a lot of value, and I look forward to connecting with you in some other way. But regardless, I wish you and all those that you will coach and serve the very, very best.